All right. Share this link. We are live. We are live. There we go. Here you go, Cole. Link for you. Let's make sure that this is actually working. Okay, hopefully it's not going to be too long of a video. Even though you did send me a ZPR instead of ZTL. Shame, 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 shame. Lots of unnecessary shenanigans over here. That's fine. We're gonna keep it nice and simple. We're gonna keep it nice and simple. There we go. Oof. Well, it look bad from the front, actually. The head doesn't. No, lots of issues here. Lots of issues. We can address those in a moment. First, let me get my bearing. X for symmetry. Make sure my pressure is good to go. My pressure is. How big is this? Active points. Oh, it's not bad. It's not that bad. BCB. Whoa. Why is this acting? Active points is not that high. What is subdividing geometry? Why are you trying to subdivide geometry? You shouldn't try to subdivide anything. Oof, what a mess. Okay. Let's. Why are you doing that? I'm getting some lag. Sorry about that. Take a look here. There's nothing here that should justify that, but either way, there isn't really a justification for high poly on this anyway. So, even though as low as we are, actually, let me get the eyes in. Do you have eyes? Oof, so many pieces. Is this an eye? Yes. Gotcha. Alright, so I'm just going to delete anything I don't need. I don't want to deal with this right now. So, delete. Okay, I'm not going to save this. Delete. Okay. Delete. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know. We're not going to save it. We're not going to save it. Do we want the base? Probably. I probably do want the base, huh? Why are there two of them? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, we're just not going to deal with the armor right now. We're just going to deal with anatomy. We're only going to deal with anatomy. We're only going to deal with anatomy. Or specifically major forms. Oh, what is this? Are you the hooves? Yeah, this is the hooves. Alright, that's fine. We can keep those. Alright, let's bring this topology lower. It could be my computer is just super slow. Who knows? Yeah, we'll take a look. How's it going, Cole? You're in the chat there? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, just simplifying this so that we can work on this. This is my home machine. It's a little bit slower. It's not really behaving right now, and I'm not sure why. You know what? I bet you have dynamic. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. No, no, no. We don't need any of this. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're fine. We're good. We're good. I unnecessarily deleted everything else, but that's fine. All right. So, okay. That's fine. I don't want to deal with the armor right now anyway. Most of the problems are here. Most of the problems are here. Okay, so besides being lumpy and stuff, we're going to check out the anatomy references you gave me. So the images you sent are way too small. Way too small. Can't really work with this. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the ones that you were actually using had a nice size that you could zoom in. But this is, yeah, this is maximum. This is normal, 100%. So can't really work with that in terms of getting proper detail, but we can in the way of proportions. Okay, but again, this is gonna be pretty hard to work with. But we will try. We will try. All right. Turn off perspective on this one, and you are fully symmetrical, which is fine for what we're doing. Because for a pose like this, you can always make small adjustments later. All right, proportions. Proportions. This is gonna be our main issue. So. Let me try to make this match. How are we gonna do this? I'm just gonna turn these off. Oh no, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna hit that. First, let's get the scale going somewhat in the neighborhood. Okay, and then we're just gonna rotate this, the whole thing, to what do we want it at? Let's look at the back angle, probably somewhere around here, 10 degrees. I'm just gonna remember that, and we're gonna scale it back later. All right. Oof, lots of problems. Let's assume this is what you were going for. Okay. So this is about as close as I can get. If I make it larger, oops, if I make it larger, there's gonna be a lot of other issues. Let's see where I can get it. Maybe somewhere around here. Okay, that's fine. Alrighty, so you can see that the head doesn't match, the proportions of everything doesn't match. So what we're gonna do really is, I'm gonna grab the hind leg, because remember the horse on this reference is gonna be in, like I mentioned, perspective view. So already you can tell this is a weird lump over here. The masses here are not correct. You got the chest and the shoulders too high, which makes the neck too short. The head proportions are also incorrect. If we made the head proportions match like this, you notice all the rest of the body is way off as well. And you can't tell because everything is in shadow, so just big problems with references here. You just big problems with reference. You can't really work just off of the ones that you sent me, you know. So what are we gonna do is we're gonna try to get the proportions somewhat close to where we want them to be. So let's say this is gonna be about as good as it's gonna get. Okay, and BMT. So we're just gonna start aggressively moving things around. Okay, and this is just one view, so we're not even dealing with the other views right now. Those legs are way too long. We'll deal with that later. I'm gonna grab a mask lasso. Try to smooth this. It's gonna, all that detail's gonna need to go anyway, so it's whatever. I'm gonna move this over yonder. I don't need this. Right here. Just want to get the head kind of close to what I want it. Something like this. See, that hoof's gonna end up over here, so there's no real reason for that, but that's fine. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of these. No, I need them. You need them. I'm gonna go ahead and what am I gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to Z plugin, transpose master, T-pose mesh. And while that's happening, got an update from Jacob over there. Let's take a look at this. Jacob wants some approval on the edge damage, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about what I needed. It still looks like more like a leaf. So I'm gonna write it. Edges look more like leaves than metal. Up on that YouTube. I can't spell YouTube. YouTube link if you wanna watch live. Okay. Yep. Good feedback there, Christian. I agree. Make sure. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, this piece is gonna look dope. But you gotta study metal a little bit more, Jacob. Alright. So what I did is I just searched for horse rearing so that I'll get better references, but we'll come back to that. For now, I just want to do this. I just want to deal with this. Okay? So we're gonna bring all this down here after that. We're gonna mask all of this, smooth it out. Okay, and we're gonna bring that up. This is after we dynameshed, after we T-posed it rather. Yeah, it's not gonna be great. Whatever, we're gonna tweak it. We're gonna fix it. That doesn't matter right now. What matters is gonna be the forms. And if the forms are off, the details never gonna matter. Okay. You know what? I need to make this go away. Really? There you go. Alright, next. Let's look at this whole leg. Okay. We're gonna squish it. Okay, proportions being off is unforgivable. Nope. We can get it right here. That's fine. Like this. Alright, and we'll deal with this head in a moment. Overall, those proportions should be a little bit closer. So we're going to go to Z plugin, T-pose, and those forms to where we need them to be. Okay, done. Good. Alright, let's clean this bad boy up. Okay. So first of all, I don't care about the base right now. I'll come back to it later. Actually, I'm gonna send it back up those 10 degrees. Hit shift, -10, there we go. Okay, disable this. Send the base away at the moment. And you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna merge those hooves with this guy. So we're gonna do merge down. Yes, merge down again. Okay. And what we're gonna do is the entire body is way too wide. Way too wide. And I mean you can look at your own reference for this. Yeah, I went from the front, right? I mean, see how, because you were getting all of this width because of this angle, but look at the distance here. You know what I mean? It's just over another leg. You know what I mean? Maybe there's gonna be a little bit of spacing, but you can barely fit a third leg in there. on these proportions. So again, I'm gonna do big picture. Okay, make the head kind of match. Okay, and you can kind of tell there's too much space over here. Kind of tell, you know. So what we're gonna do, and the neck is not too wide, but this whole area is, and over here as well. So we can probably just BMV aggressively bring that in. Aggressively bring all of that in. It's got a little bit of boxy properties to this, but that's fine. We'll deal with this right now. Hope my audio is coming in okay, by the way. I'd be very sad if it's not. Oops. BCB. Okay, this area between the legs. No bueno. Whoa, what is that? Oh. Okay. You just need to bring that all the way up. I don't care about this tail right now, so FX. There you go, be gone tail. Actually, from here we can probably add a little bit more because we're gonna need to build that up a little bit. The whole tail should have been separated, to be honest. Let's smooth that. Everything needs to be smooth, actually. We're gonna go to we're gonna hit comma, go to brush, smooth, stronger. It's gonna be over here in the smooth, and then smooth, stronger. Replace our normal smooth brush just because we want to be much more aggressive with the smoothing. All this needs to go. You're adding way too much detail way too early. You're adding way too much detail way too early. That's later. It's after the forms are correct. I say this all semester. I said this all semester. You can't be adding detail if your forms are wrong. Okay, oof. See this chunk over here? All right, we're just gonna massage those forms into. Just tell them to chill out. Okay. We're just gonna tell all these forms to chill out. We're gonna be much more aggressive with this. All right. I'm just gonna follow some basic form control over here. BMT. I'm just gonna bring that in a little bit. It's a little bit too much for me. And we also want to bring that area in as well. BCB. Remember, we got the stomach and the legs. They're going to be separate. Stomach is going to be its own thing, and the legs are going to be their own thing. Okay? The legs are coming up over there. See? That kind of fold is what we need. Likewise, we're going to need that here to separate the legs from the chest. Okay, and we're going to have this big mass going from deltoid, scapula, deltoides, creating that L for Leo. L for Leo. All right, you're going to have this big mass over here. The chest itself is going to be slightly inside, something like this. Okay. You're going to have that neck coming in, doing its own thing. All right. Main masses blocked in. This hair is not going to help us, so I'm just going to get rid of it. It's not really needed right now, so we're just going to get rid of it. Okay? Because we need main forms. We don't need to be concerned with all those shenanigans over here. Actually, you know what I should have done is, there you go. And I'm just going to straight up delete this because it's just getting in the way. So I have a button for it right here for del hidden. Where is it? Del hidden right here. Just because I customized my interface. For y'all, it's going to be modified topology, del hidden. And after I do this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and close holes right here. Close holes. And then I'm gonna smooth this. I'm gonna just smooth this. That way I can work on anatomy and not worry about all those. You know, you can add the tail and the hair separately. It's whatever. I don't care about it right now. Okay. We got too many anatomy problems to be worried about. You know what I mean? Like this, you know, like you gotta look at horses, man. You gotta look at horses. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be how a horse's head looks. Even those ears. Eh. Right now I'm still working. Oh, it kind of looks like a dragon. I don't hate it, but it's not a horse. It's not a horse. Not a horse. Not yet. Not yet. I'm just blocking in. I'm just kind of undoing a lot of this. And then we can go and look at horses. Okay. But they're definitely going to have this big mass over here. Okay. We're just going to smooth out these forms a little bit. Alright, let me dynamish this. The masses are still off, but we can definitely observe, learn, improve. And I'm noticing that I'm off of symmetry, so I'm going to dynamish this. Oh, it's going to be in dynamish. It's going to bring it too low, isn't it? No? Oh, okay, it's good. I'll double up on that, 256, just to have it. There you go, this is fine. Now I'm gonna mirror and weld as well. Modify topology. Well, it's gonna give me the wrong side, so I want the side I worked on. To do that, I'm just gonna go to deformation, mirror, because it's gonna always favor this side, the model's right hand side, right? So I just flipped it, and then I could go back to geometry, and of course I have it right here for me, and now I have a better form on both sides that I can work on. Okay. Big forms, big forms. All right. We're getting there a little bit on the simplifying of the forms. Certain qualities to making a horse look like a horse. Chonker. Now we're going to look at reference a little bit. I already know that this mass needs to be larger. We still got to capture that energy. Let's go back to this one. Let's go back to this one. Okay, this is fine. It's going to give us plenty. Okay, so you can see kind of this teardrop shape. It kind of continues on that side. Okay, so I definitely want to capture that. I'm going to drag that to the other monitor. Okay, so VCB. Again, we're just doing big forms. I'm not going to go into all this detail tonight, right? I just want you to understand what you're missing out on those big forms. Okay, teardrop shape. Gonna be coming in here, and over here you're gonna have that elbow. You want to build in that mass. You're gonna build in that mass for the elbow. Not that much, but that's okay because we have smooth stronger. It's gonna bring it in for us. Okay. So just overall, just starting out before you separate any of those forms, you're gonna have that big teardrop shape mass. Okay. Um, and you're gonna have musculature over here from this side. And this is just me looking at one angle, right? You really should have been doing this for all angles. Um, you had more time. You see how I'm checking right now, and I'm like, okay, this looks broken from here, so I'm basically gonna have to fill in this mass right here, this muscle mass. And I'm gonna smooth that in, see what that looks like. Okay, it looks weird here. I'm gonna fill that in, smooth, see what that looks like. Starting to control those forms a little bit better. It's a little bit more, too much on the top. I'm just gonna bring that in. That's modeling. That's basically modeling. Or sculpting, I should say. Really, I should say sculpting. Okay? For me, anyway. At some point, if you're using Smooth Stronger, you're going to start realizing that you're losing too much form. And then you're going to kind of tone that down, but also you can control that with your brush pressure. Assuming you all use those. I've definitely had some unpleasant surprises with y'all this week. Find out that some of you are using a mouse in my class instead of a tablet. Very upsetting. Very upsetting. And, you know, for something like this, I'm going to need to get some references from below to truly understand what's going on there. It's going to be a start, right? It's going to be a start. We just want to replicate those shadows that we see and cross-reference them with our references, okay? Just overall, just getting started. And just nitpicking on every form until it looks good from all angles. Okay, we're going to rotate it around. We're going to see, okay, it looks weird. We're going to fill that in. Okay, and come here. It looks weird. We're going to figure out if we want to dig in or fill out, basically. And that's going to be the job. That's going to be the job. Okay. Of course, it's for some of the stuff, it's not a sense that you develop right away, but this is something that you cross check with your references a lot, and you do that for a while. But you definitely got to do it for this class. You got to do it with references for sure. There's no other way around it. You're not going to over rely on one reference either. You're going to work on all angles until it looks right. You can do your best from one angle and you're going to move on to the next. Okay? You can do your best with one angle and you're going to move on to the next angle and you're going to keep going. Okay? You're not going to give me detail where I don't need detail. BDS right now. BDS can be pretty useful as well. Not really looking at a horse front right now, so that's why it's probably gonna look weird. I know that there's something going on, and we'll come back to it. I'm just looking at the side view reference. Oh, yeah, these hind legs are very chunky. Very, very chunky hind legs. They're generally a lot thinner than that. Yeah. You need to, sometimes you gotta just mask. To block that in. Okay. You're constantly going to be doing exactly what I'm doing, which is double checking those angles to see where you need to add more mass. And you're going to be cross-referencing that with your actual real-life photographic reference. Okay? You gotta get those forms correct. Yeah, in terms of the head, let's do that, and then we'll call it on this one. So it's going to come down to, once again, just getting some references going. Let's look at this one. That looks like a good head for horse. Notice I'm seeing the eyebrow ridge a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to make note of that. That means that it's at a slight angle, basically. So I'm seeing the nose here, so we're at a slight angle. I'm going to compensate for that. Okay, and I'm going to mark, mentally I'm going to mark where the angle should be, more or less. And let's say this is about more or less the scale. I'm just going to mark. And again, this is just going to be those initial kind of initial markings. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing. And maybe I'm gonna move those ears as well back here. And I'm probably gonna flatten this out a little bit just to get an idea. Okay, just a little bit. Nothing drastic, nothing too dramatic. I'm just making some markings. BS. Okay, I'm just gonna make some markings here too for myself to kind of be able to tell what I'm looking at. Okay. There. Okay. That's it. We're gonna go back here. Okay. See, those markings are gonna be awful. It's just gonna be for side view. But it is gonna tell us one very interesting thing, which is where the eyes are supposed to be. Maybe somewhere around here, and more on the inside. Oh, something like this. We'll come back to the front view. So just based on what I marked down for myself. I already know. Okay, so the nostrils are gonna be somewhere around here. We're gonna have some big masses growing out over here. Okay. Right, and I can start kind of smoothing that in. I have something here. It's gonna be the eyebrow. I'm coming here, creating these masses. Okay, and I know the mouth is gonna be over here. So just initial pass, initial pass. Okay, just an initial or preliminary pass. I'll have to look at ears later, but for now, it's just gonna be a placeholder. I don't think that's gonna look good. All right, let's find a nice reference from the front, so I can already tell this is kind of predatory because of that. So you're running into those issues elsewhere. But you know, we got some indications from the front, from the side. Now we're gonna go and find horse face from the front. Let's find horse face. Boop. Horse face. All right. What's a good, nice, handsome feller? This one for sure. And we're gonna find it. Oh, look at this one. Yeah, this is gonna give us a lot of really important indications. Okay, so we know what this mass is because we got those on the cheeks, and then we notice that these are facing front, right? So we're gonna just open this one, new tab, go back to ZBrush, okay, and see what we can see. We're just gonna see what we can see. Okay, and line up those eyes, not so much. Maybe those nostrils and eyes together. Remember, we're not gonna worry about the horizontal space. We're gonna worry about the vertical space. There you go. So already I can tell. Okay, my horse's face is not gonna square enough. All right, those cheeks are coming out a little bit too much. Those ears are gonna be a little strange over there. So we're gonna be doing this for the eyes. I can already tell we're gonna need to bring them in to like here, or even or somewhat. That's fine. Okay. So now we're gonna do some indications for ourselves. So we know this is BDS. We're gonna bring the intensity down to just to indicate things. Okay. Just to indicate things. Okay. There you go. We just did a couple of tweaks. And I already can tell that this backside is gonna be strange, so we're gonna bring that in. Okay. Bring that in. Okay, we're not done. We have not done much at this point. We have not done much. Okay, we have done much. We have done not. Hold on, I'm gonna remember how to speak real quick. We have not done much at this point, but already, okay, we had a few indications that allow us to understand and indicate a horse face a little bit better. Okay, now we have some medium forms in place. Okay, understand this more or less, and then we can go and do close-up shots. Okay, this is how you do it. This is the job. This is the job. Smooth. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. Okay, and again, this is not, you know, all you gotta do is have references. You know what I mean? Like, literally, this eye, you know, right now is a little weird, right? But I know that I placed it correctly from the front and the side. So now I'm just gonna go look back at faces and find a different angle where I can get a good look at the eye and just kind of see, you know, what I'm gonna see. So maybe I'm gonna look at this one because it's got some very clear indication of a light source, and that tells me, okay, so it's doing this over here and then coming back there. Okay, so and we have this shadow, we have this thing over here. There's a lot that we can tell from this angle. So now that we've done the front and back, literally we're gonna come back over here. It's a little bit too big. Come back over here, and let's zoom out a little bit. It's a good photo. We're gonna come back, and we're just gonna try to make it match to some degree, right? We'll make it match to some degree, scale wise. I know the size over here. Okay, so let's do maybe something maybe something like this. Okay. So from here, what does this tell us? BMT. Okay, we're gonna make adjustments. We're gonna bring this down a little bit. You know, this guy is gonna come in a little bit. It's gonna come out a little bit. Maybe the top is gonna be more like this. Maybe this brow ridge is not gonna be poking out as much, right? Okay. Maybe this these eyes are gonna be, you know, we're just gonna make slight adjustments. Maybe it's gonna be going in a little bit like so. BCB. No. Currently, oh, I pressed D by accident. No, don't want. Want S. Okay. Now, well, maybe even I'm gonna take the eye up a little bit higher to like here, and a little bit forward. Just take what I can from this angle, right? Every pass like this that we do, oops, that was the eye. Let's bring that over here, go back here. So every pass like this that we do brings us closer, okay? Every pass like this brings us closer to what we need to be, okay? Maybe we're just blocking in like this, okay? We're indicating this form, okay? This is gonna be going in a little bit. This is where the nostrils look like from this angle, okay? Here's this mass. It's got a deeper shadow over here. Okay. Just a little bit. It's a little bit from this angle. Okay. Just a little bit. Just see. We see what we see. You know what I mean? We see what we see. Okay. A lot of see-through. I'm gonna indicate this a little bit. Okay. Now we're a little bit closer. You know what I mean? Now we're looking a little bit weird from this angle. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna find a different angle, and we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. And every time we go, it's gonna look a little bit closer. Okay. And after we do it enough, it's gonna start looking like a horse. Okay. This is the job. This is everything there is to it. Okay. This is how you study and improve as an artist and as a 3D artist. And it's just a matter of, and I know this is not done, but this is the job. This is what it takes to get to where you need to go. Okay, so maybe we're gonna find another one from a different angle from the front and whatever. But you see how it's already starting? It's already starting to look like what we're trying to make it look like. Maybe different, you know, whatever it is that we need to do, we're gonna study it, okay? And you're gonna start getting that face after a while, and then you're gonna, after you're done with the face, you know, you're gonna look at the neck and you're gonna find issues, and you're gonna look at the foot and the hoof and everything, and you're gonna find issues, and you're just gonna keep going. And maybe this neck is still too short, maybe the head is too big. You're just gonna cross-reference a bunch of them until slowly the forms start to emerge and look recognizable. That's the job. Okay? Sorry if this was too long of a rant, but I hope that helps to some degree. There's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts to this. So you just got to spend the time. You got to do what you can do on this. And similarly, with the armor, this is the reference. And if you haven't been doing this from the early days of the semester, when we start to ingrain those habits, you're going to struggle towards the end of the semester. That's just the way it's going to be. So yeah, keep pushing, do your best, keep looking at references, keep studying those forms from multiple angles, the way I've been repeating it, and you'll get to where you need to get to. All right. Hopefully that helps. If you have any more questions on this, let me know. But hopefully this demonstration is going to answer at least some of them. Keep going, and we'll see you all in class. Peace.